Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are diving into a really fascinating explainer. We're unpacking a piece of source material that is going to completely challenge everything you thought you knew about your own attention span. We're going to reverse engineer this source to figure out exactly how it constructs its arguments and, actually, more importantly, how it influences its audience. So let's just jump right in.
Right off the bat, the most surprising claim here isn't actually about complex algorithms or computer code at all. It's about your own brain. The central thesis is that when you sit down and consume highly optimized digital media, you're not actually making a conscious choice to pay attention anymore. Literally, your neurobiology is being completely bypassed. The argument they make is that modern pacing has evolved so much that it doesn't even need your active interest to keep you watching. It just needs the exact right sequence of microstimuli to temporarily paralyze your impulse to click away. No way, right? It's a pretty shocking premise. So let's figure out exactly how this explainer builds that case. Okay, moving on to section 1, defining the key concepts.
So, the foundational concept you really need to grasp here is called algorithmic micropacing. And it's defined as the incredibly precise millisecond level timing of visual and auditory shifts. We're talking about things like a sudden zoom, a sound effect, a quick cut. These are strategically deployed to continuously reset your brain's baseline attention span. It's kind of like a biological reset button that just keeps getting pushed every few seconds. By laying this definition out right away, we can really see the lens through which the creator views modern digital consumption. It's not really about the story being told anymore. It's all about the mechanical rhythm of the delivery.
That brings us to section 2, breaking down the evidence. Now, when we actually compare the hard facts side by side, a super stark contrast emerges. Look at traditional media, classic television or long-form lectures. They operate on roughly 12-minute attention blocks. They're driven by narrative, and they result in high active recall. But with digital micropacing, the metrics completely flip. We drop from 12 minutes down to a staggering 3.5-second visual shift requirement. Think about that difference. Engagement becomes driven by tiny rapid-fire dopamine hits rather than an actual narrative arc. And honestly, the most fascinating part? The data shows this leads to incredibly low active recall. That means you literally do not remember what you just watched, even though there's a massive spike in completion rates. You finish the whole thing, but your brain just hasn't retained a single bit of it. And this mountain of data is driven by a really specific philosophy. As the creator puts it, and this is a direct quote, "It is not about making the viewer think. It is about engineering an environment where their brain simply forgets to click away." Wow. This completely reframes the entire goal of digital content, doesn't it? It humanizes all those numbers by exposing the underlying intent. The creator isn't trying to persuade your intellect at all. They're communicating directly with your most primal neurological reflexes. So, you might be wondering, how exactly is this environment engineered? Well, there is a 4-step anatomical structure to this trap. Step 1 is the 3-second hook, where a massive unresolved claim is dropped just to spike your initial curiosity. Then comes step 2, visual overload. This is a rapid-fire presentation of evidence that essentially overwhelms your critical thinking faculties. You just can't keep up. Step 3 is context withholding. This is the logical leap where the creator intentionally hides the full picture to maintain that tension. And finally, step 4, the artificial climax. This is where the conclusion provides a sudden, honestly often overly simplified resolution that rewards your brain with a quick hit of closure. Understanding this blueprint is absolutely crucial to seeing how the source manipulates its own audience, all while explaining the concept of manipulation itself. Wild, right? Moving right along to section 3, implications and counterpoints. The source material presents a really distinct dichotomy regarding these tactics. On one hand, you have viewpoint A, which suggests this micropacing is actually a positive evolution. It's seen as highly optimized, incredibly efficient human communication that delivers data at the speed of thought. Basically, we are just stripping away the fluff. But conversely, viewpoint B frames this exact same phenomenon as deeply predatory. It argues that this isn't even communication at all, but rather a hijacking of our neurobiology that seriously degrades our capacity for deep, sustained thought. So those are the two fundamentally opposed philosophies sitting right at the heart of this source material. And that leads us to section 4, the final takeaway. So if this core thesis holds true, that our attention can be reliably and mechanically engineered on a millisecond level, through algorithmic micropacing, how much of your digital life is actually driven by your own free will? Seriously, think about it. Are you actively choosing what to watch, or are you just reacting to a perfectly timed sequence of digital stimuli? It's a really profound question that completely shifts how we interact with the screens sitting in our pockets right now. Hopefully, this explainer gives you a powerful new lens to view your own digital consumption and leaves you eager to question your daily habits and dig a little deeper into the invisible forces shaping our focus.